Matt, you've now had a strong week on the training pitch. What's it been like for yourself and the lads ahead of Leyton Orient this weekend?
It's been another good week. The players have trained well, they've trained hard. I think as you would imagine, there's been a bit more energy, a bit more of a buzz around the training ground, but on the whole it's been a really positive training week.
And you mentioned that buzz around the training, right? It comes from last weekend's game, which, you know, started brightly, finished brightly. It's all about taking that momentum forward into the next couple of games, starting with Saturday, isn't it?
It is. I said after the game that we've obviously scored so early that I thought that we then had enough chances to kill the game off, but we didn't. Ironically, we scored the first football goal in the EFL and also the last to win the game in a dramatic fashion. So it's given the players hopefully confidence because they've been performing well on the whole. They haven't been underperforming. We've not got the results that we've deserved. So, you know, I'm a firm believer in you make your own luck. And what we did was we kept going and we showed fantastic character to win a game of football, having been in that position on the receiving end only 2 or 3 weeks before against Bristol Rovers.
We've mentioned it on a number of occasions, though. You talk about chances being created to kill the game off. You can only then worry as a manager when those chances aren't being created, can't you?
Yeah, you can, but I also think it gives us something really to work on the training ground. It's obvious that we are a team that when we're playing at our best, the chances come thick and fast. But it's now the next level, and the next level has to be that we have to take more of those really good opportunities. We need the players to really go cold in the big moments in the opposition's box, and we haven't really had enough of that, I would say, and that's reflective of our league position. We, in my opinion, should be higher based on the performances that we've produced, but we haven't really had enough of a killer instinct to kill a game off. Now, you always run the risk then, don't you, if you don't take your opportunities that you create, that the opposition will come into the game. It was a fortuitous goal they got, I thought, but it was 1-1, and going into the last 2 or 3 minutes I was hoping that we would get one more chance, and we did, and unfortunately it fell to the right man in Connors. So, you know, we're now getting players back that are injured, which has helped with competitiveness in the squad, but the players that are fit are in a good place.
It's all about that, isn't it? There seems to be a really healthy competition in the group at the moment. You know, training's at a very good standard. You're then going into a match day with a headache for yourself because the players are doing so well in the group.
It's what you want. It's difficult. It's the hardest part of this job is that you can only pick 11 players, and that's not lip service to the players. That's the truth. The ones that are in the team, I think now have got a harder job of staying in the team because they're being pushed from those that aren't, because we've got an extremely competitive squad. So I'm very happy to have that issue and have that problem. The team's in a vein of form that you would say, looking at the last 3 results, is okay. And what we've got to do now is try and do something that we haven't done this season, which is win away from home, and it won't be easy.
Before I move on to Leyton, I think one man that needs highlighting, he seems to have developed well in the last couple of games, is Emmanuel Adebayo. He seems to be a very big confidence player. He scored at Northampton away, but he seems to be growing more and more as the season goes on.
He is what I mean, obviously we call him Paddy, but what Paddy has is fantastic receiving skills. I'd like him to improve his awareness of where he is on the pitch. And if you look at his performances from the beginning of the season to now, the main difference is his ball retention, killer passes. He gets in some fantastic positions on the football pitch, advanced positions, and now it's him adding the next layer to his game. Now the next layer to his game is goals and assists, because it tried to allow him to be more free on the pitch. And you know, he's performed well in the last 3 games. It's the first time this season he's gone Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. I think he looks physically strong. So I still believe there's far more to come from him, and there's far more to come from this team. But Paddy at the moment is in a good place, and hopefully stays that way.
And moving on to Leyton Orient now at the weekend, what are you expecting from them? They've started the season brightly. You'd be expecting, like we always say, another tough game.
A very capable team with an extremely experienced manager who has a clear philosophy of how that football club is going to play. They've played one or two varying systems, but they don't hugely change the personnel. I think they're quite settled as a squad. They seem a very solid team. It's going to be a really difficult game because they don't concede a huge amount of goals. They're a threat at restarts, they're a threat at set plays. They've got some extremely talented players for this level of football, and they're backed by a very good crowd. So we've got to go away from home and really have the full focus on us and back ourselves to go and put a performance in. We know that in each game that we play, we'll create bucket loads of chances. The difference, and I think that what you'll see on Saturday, is if we take those chances, we've got the best opportunity of getting a good result. If we don't, then it'll be a difficult afternoon for us.